Okay, guys, so we're going back. So the next one which we have, you have to write English phrase of algebraic expression, then simplify the expression. Let x represents the number. Okay, let me just copy and paste. Okay, so let's solve this problem, what I just did. Okay. Technology. Let's do it again. Come on, copy. I had it before. Okay. Could you come? Let's go back. Show in folder. So guys, okay, copy and paste. Still adjusting to teaching online. Okay, so here we have it. So we have to first rewrite a number decrease. So x is going to be a number. So we have a number decrease by the sum of the number and 9. So a number decrease means minus, by the sum of the number and 9. That means this is what we have it. A number which we don't know, x, decrease means minus, by the sum. So again, by the sum of the number and 9, so you want to combine them together. What is the algebraic expression? And let me just see how they want you to enter that question. Do not simplify. Okay, so if they saying do not simplify, so I'm assuming that it's going to be just the way I entered that, which was x minus the sum of the number and 9. So it will be x plus 9. And let's check the answer. Yes, exactly. You don't need to simplify. So we're moving on to the next one. What is the simplified expression? Okay, so now simplified expression, going back here, it's going to be x minus 9. That will cancel, and that will be just negative 9. Negative 9. Next question. I love those type of questions because you just need to cross multiply. You have x plus 4 over 8 equal x minus 2 over 6. So let's go back here. Next question. X plus 4 over 8 equal x minus 2 over 6. Let me just check if that's correct. Okay, so we just need to solve it. When you have two fractions equal to each other, always cross multiply. So you have 6 times x plus 4 is the same as 8 times x minus 2. So fraction equal fraction. When you have that case, that fraction equal fraction, cross multiply. That's the easiest way to solve it. Now just distribute 6 to both. So you're having 6x plus 24 equal 8x minus 16. And we're going to solve for x. So I will subtract 6x from both sides. And we're getting 24, it's equal to 2x minus 16. And I'm just going to add 16 to both sides. And you're getting that 2x, it's equal 4 plus 6, 10. You're adding 1, so 2, 3, 4, 40. And just divide each by 2. So we're getting that x is equal to 20. That's the answer. So let's enter that 20. Okay. Check answer. Okay, next one. Okay, here you need to solve the inequality. 3x minus 3 less than 6x minus 12. So next one, solve inequality. We have 3x minus 3 less than 6x minus 12. Okay, so you solve inequalities like you're solving equations. So I'm going to bring x's to one side, which I recommended to keep it on the left. So I'm subtracting 6x from both. We're getting 3x minus 6x, which is negative 3x. Excuse me, going back. Excuse me. So next we need to isolate x. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. We have negative 3x less than negative 12 plus 3, which is negative 9. And last step, divide each by negative 3. So that will give you x. Just remember, only when you divide by negative, you're going to flip inequality sign. So it will become greater than. 9 divided by negative 3 will give you positive 3. So x greater than 3 is the solution. Let's type that, x greater than 3. Type inequality. Okay. What? What's wrong? I need to type x greater than 3. Okay, that way. I'm sorry. Okay, and now you have to select the graph. So x greater than 3, so all the numbers bigger than 3. So you're not including 3, which will be this one, D. And inequality is matching with the direction of the number line, so it should be D. Next question. Okay, next question. Write the English sentence as an equation in two variables, then graph the equation. The y value is 10 decreased by the square of the value. The y value is 10 decreased by the square of the value. So let's just do it. let's just delete this one. Okay, so the y value is 10, decrease by the square. So let's rewrite it. The y value is it's the equal sign, okay? 10 decrease by the square of x value. So 10 decrease by the square of x value. So this is our equation. 10 decrease, it's minus square of x value. So how are you going to graph it? Okay, to graph it, I recommended that you guys create a table of values. For x, you can pick any number you wanted. So 0, 1. And to get y, you will need to replace x, in this case, with 0. So y is equal 10 minus 0 square, which is just 10. So you have a point, you can add it, x comma y. So you have a point 0 comma 10. When x is equal 1, y will be 10 minus 1 to a second power, which will be 10 minus 1, which is 9. So you have a point 1 comma 9. And again, you can pick something maybe negative, okay? Make it negative 1. So y is equal 10 minus negative 1 to a second power, and that will give you 10 minus 1. It's also 9. So you have 3 points, 0, 10, 1, 9, negative 1, 9, and you have an x squared, okay, and negative x squared, so your graph will look that way. It's going to be the parabola which opens down. All the time when you have x squared, it's a parabola. If there is negative x squared, parabola opens down. Positive parabola will open up. Okay, so let's go back to my MATLAB. So the sentence can be by the equation. So we need to type the equation. I forgot about that equation. What was that equation? Y equal 10 minus x squared. 10 minus x squared. So y equal 10 minus x squared. Okay, x squared. Let's check work. Okay, it's correct. So when you know that it's correct, you can graph it. So I'm going to plug in points. I have 0, 10, 0, you can enlarge that, 0, 10, 8, 9. And so they're going by 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 8, 9, 10. How to graph it? Okay, to plug in points. This one. Okay, it's going to be parabola. Okay, 9, 0, 10. And then I have 1, 9. Let's enlarge that. 1, 9. Correct. And negative 1, 9. So it looks like it's correct. Check answer. Okay, next question. So yes, now I know how to graph it. You guys need to remember that when you see x squared, it's going to be the parabola. Since it was, and just pick those 3 points and the parabola would actually create the correct shape. Okay. Plot the intercepts of the graph of the equation. So you have x plus 4y equal negative 4. Let's talk about this one. Okay, so you have next question. We have equation x plus 4y equal negative 4. So what you need to do, you need to find x-intercept by making y equals 0. So x plus 4 times 0, it's equal negative 4. So you're getting x plus 0, it's equal negative 4, which means x equal negative 4. So this is x-intercept, which means you have on the graph point negative 4 comma 0. So let's save that. They said plot intercepts, so you also have to find y-intercept. How are you going to do it? Make x equals 0. So you have 0 plus 4y equal negative 4. So you're having 4y, it's equal negative 4, divide each by 4, and you're getting y, it's equal negative 1. So this is the y-intercept, which means you have a point 0 comma negative 1. So we have to plug 2 points, negative 4 comma 0 and 0 comma negative 1 on a graph. So let's go back to my MATLAB. Negative 4 comma 0, negative 4 comma 0. Okay. Plot the intercepts to the graph equation. Use the graph tools. Use the intercepts when drawing the line. If only one intercept exists, use it and another point to draw the line. Okay, so we need a line. So we need to select the line, and we have negative 4 comma 0, which is right here, and then 0 comma negative 1, 0 comma negative 1. Okay, next question. Okay, find the slope. So you need to find the slope, 4 comma 0, and the second point 0 comma 5. Slope represents the steepness. Let's find that slope. Next question. So you have 2 points, 4 comma 0 and 0 comma 5. We need to find the slope. Slope formula, it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The first point, label with x1, y1. Second point, label with x2, y2. And just plugging in into the equation. So we have y2, which is 5, minus y1, which is 0, over x2, which is 0, minus x1, which is 4. So we're getting 5 divided by negative 4, which is negative 5 over 4. That's a slope. Negative 5 over 4. So the slope is negative 5 over 4. Okay, moving to the next one. Indicate, so you have to choose what happens when you have negative slope. The straight line will go down. So the line falls from left to right. So that's C. Going to the next question. Okay, graph the horizontal line or vertical line. So you have y equal negative 5, y equal negative 5. So you guys going to have here horizontal line. So select the line. Y equal negative 5, find negative 5 on the y-axis, and that's your y-intercept. And again, you will need to select another point. Since it's horizontal line, you can just pick any one you wanted, okay? Which has the same y. It has to be y coordinate equal negative 5. So y equal number, you have horizontal line. graph the equation of x plus 1 equals 0. So x plus 1 equals 0. Solve for x. And we're getting that x is equal -1. This is vertical line. So you're going to, vertical line, it's going to look that way. You're going to find -1 and just draw the vertical line which intersects the x-axis at -1. Okay, so let's go back. So we need to graph it x equal -1. Okay, so vertical line, x equal -1, find -1 on the x-axis, and you can select any point which has which is on the vertical line, x equal -1. So the graph, when you see the yellow graph, that means you have the final graph. Okay, we're moving to the next question. Solve system of equations. So we have x minus 3y equal 2, and that's the topic which you guys learn on by yourself. 4x minus 13y equals 7 by substitution method. To be honest, on a test, it doesn't matter which method you will select, as long as you feel comfortable with solving. I will solve by substitution the way they want it. But if you like elimination, you can use elimination all the time. So we have x minus 3y equal 2. The second equation is 4x minus 13y equals 7. So substitution method, you have two equations, 1 and 2. I'm going to pick the first equation and solve for x because it's easy to solve for x. So I have x minus 3y equal 2. I'm going to solve for x by adding 3y to both sides. And we're getting x equal 3y plus 2. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do with that, okay, I'm going to the second equation. And where I have x in the second equation, I plug in 3y plus 2. Okay, so my second equation is 4 times x. We're going to replace x in the parenthesis with 3y plus 2. Minus 13y equals 7. And here, you're going to solve for y. So distribute 4 to both. We're having 12y plus 8 minus 13y equals 7. Solve for y. So 12y minus 13y will give you negative y plus 8 equals 7. Subtract 8 from both sides. We're getting negative y, it's equal -1, and divide each by -1. So we got that y, it's equal 1. Now, when you solve system of equation, you need x and y. Your solution should be a point, x comma y. So now to get x, we'll go back here. We know that x is the same as 3y plus 2. So that will be 3 since we know y is equal 1. So this is 3 times 1 plus 2. So this is 5. So the solution is a point x comma y, which in our case will be 5 comma 1. So when you're solving system of equations, you have two straight lines and you're looking for point of intersection. You're checking where they will intersect. So they will intersect at point 5 comma 1. So the solution set is to enter that, put parenthesis 5 comma 1 and close parenthesis. And that should be correct. Okay, since you have order pair, so you have to enter coordinates of the point 5 comma 1. Fundamental counting principle, that's the one when you have to multiply all the choices. Okay, so license plates in particle states display 3 letters. So we have 3 letters. Followed by 4 numbers. How many different license plates can be manufactured? Repetitions are allowed. Okay, so let's talk about this problem. So this is what they're talking about here in that problem. You have license plates, okay? We have 3 letters, okay? Letter, 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 followed by 4 numbers. So you have to, number. Okay, so what you're going to do? We have to think about choices. So the first 3, you have 3 letters. So let's say we have 26 letters in alphabet. So in the first letter, I can have 26. I can select any letter from 26. Since they're talking about repetition, so the second letter, also I can select any letter from 26, which we have in the alphabet. And the last letter of license plates, again, letters can repeat. So again, there's 26 letters in the alphabet, so I have 26 choices. Now we're talking about numbers. When we're talking about the numbers on your plates, you can select any number from 0 to 9, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so don't forget that here we have 10 together. So I have 10 choices. Let's see if they talk about license plates. How many different license plates can be manufactured? Repetitions are allowed. So that means numbers also can repeat. So when we talk about the numbers, the first number, I have 10 choices, 10 different digits which I can select. For the second number, I have 10 digits which I can select. For the next one, I have 10 digits which I can pick. And for the last one, 10 digits which I can pick. Okay, so the answer will be, going back to the problem, okay, how many different license plates? Okay, so going back here, what you're going to do with all those choices, you're going to multiply. So 26 times 26 times 26 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. That's a huge number. 26 times 26 times 26 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Okay, the answer is, and when you have those type of problems, always you have a huge number as the answer. 175760000. So let's just type that, which is the first one. Okay. So even without doing work, when I saw the answer, I knew it's going to be A, because when you have fundamental counting principle, you always have those huge numbers as answer. Okay, we're going to the next question. Okay, next question is solve the problem. So this is 7.76 probability. Solve the problems that involves probability with event that are dependent. Okay, dependent means that they can happen at the same time. Consider a political discussion group consisting 5 Democrats, 9 Republicans, and 6 Independents. Suppose that 2 groups members are randomly selected in succession to attend a political convention. Find the probability of selecting Independent and then Democrats. Okay, so let's do this one. Okay, guys. So I'm going back to this problem. So what we have, oops. Okay, so it's going to be D. I solved it already, but let's just talk about. So we have 5 Democrats, 9 Republicans, 6 Independent. So together we have 20 people. And what happened? We need to find the probability of selecting Independent and then Democrat. So first of all, in probability, the word "and" means multiplication. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. Um, okay. So let's talk about this problem. So what you have, we have Democrats, we have 5. We have Republicans, which we have 9. And we have Independents, we have 6 of them. So together, since in probability you always divide by total, you have 20 of them. So you have to find the probability that will select Independent and then Democrats. Why this is dependent? Because when you select Independent, one person from 20, then when you select another politician, you have choice from 19. Okay, so "and" means multiplication probability. So that means this is probability that I will select Independent times probability that I will select Democrat. So probability that I will select Independent, there are 6 of them out of total, which is 20, times probability that you select Democrats, there's 5 of them. However, you already select Independent, which is one politician out of 20. So now you're going to divide 5 by 19 because you only have 19 left. Okay. So when you have dependent events, so that denominator, it's when you multiply, it's going to be usually different by 1. Okay, and now we're just going to multiply. So you have 6 times 5, which is 30, and 20 times 19, it's 380. Just cross zeros, so you have 3 over 38. And that was the answer, 3 over 38, which is D. Okay, next one. So here we have a person can order a new car with a choice of 8 possible colors. So we have 8 colors: with or without air conditioning, with or without automatic transmission, with or without power windows, with or without CD player. In how many different ways can a new car be ordered with regard of those options? Okay, so let me just copy this problem. In how many ways, that means that's the type of problems when you multiply all the options, which we have. Okay. Just delete this one. We select this one. Okay, I'm not sure why it's so small. Okay, this one even looks worse. Okay, guys, let me just, for some reason, it's super small. Okay, a person can order a new car with a choice of 8 possible colors. So let's talk about our choices. Okay, so we have 8 colors to select, with or without air conditioning. So here we have 2 choices. We can select air condition or without air condition. With or without automatic transmission. So again, 2 choices. With or without power window. So 2 choices. And with or without CD player. 2 choices. And they asking, in how many different ways can a new car be ordered? So what you're going to do, you're just going to multiply all those choices together, and that's going to be your answer. So again, that C represents the color. Let me just remove it. So this is 8 times 2 times 2 times 2. So let's just multiply that. This is 8 times 4 times 4, which is 16. 8 times 16, we're getting 128. So you can select new car in 128 different ways, having all those choices. Okay. So 128. There are in how many different ways you multiply all the time, all the choices. So we have 128. Okay, next question. We're getting close to the end. Okay, let's see if I can copy this. Probably not. So let me just select it that way. Okay. Let me remove this one. Oh my God, I don't know why it's so small. Okay. You select a family with 3 children. If M represents a male child and F female child, the set of equal likely outcomes for the children gender is shown below. Find the probability of selecting family with at least. Oh my God, I cannot read it. Let's go back. So you select a family with 3 children. If M represents male child, F female, the set of equal likely outcomes for children gender is shown below. Find the probability of selecting family with at least 1 female child. So family with at least 1 female child. So what you're going to do, at least 1 female child, that means 1 female or more. So let's go back here. We'll be able to see that here, 1 female, at least 1 female. So let's just see. At least 1 female, at least 1 female. So 1 or more females. So let's count how many choices we have here. I select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of all the possibilities, which is 8. So it's going to be 7 over 8. Select fraction type 7 over 8. Check your answer. Okay, next question. Okay, if one person's randomly select from the population represented in the bar graph, find the probability that the person is not in the army. Okay, so army we have 60, so not in army. Okay, so not an army. Okay, let me see if I can copy that graph only. Not an army. Only the graph. Not really. Okay. Okay, not an army. Let me just remove this one. Okay, open this one in OneNote. Content added. Not an army. Okay. Probability that you select somebody who's not an army. So a couple ways you can do it, but since the total probability, the maximum from probability you can get 1, so I'm going to do 1 minus probability that I select somebody from army. So I'm like doing the opposite. Okay, not an army. That means from the total probability, which is always 1, because probability is number from 0 to 1, 1 that something for sure happen. So I'm going to subtract from 1 probability that I'm selecting somebody from army. So to select somebody from army, so I have number of active duties in 1,000. Okay, so you have 60 over total. So the total, I will add all the numbers, which is again 320 plus 80 plus 300 plus 10 plus 420 plus 10 plus 60 plus 170 plus 70. So your total, again, what's happening? Your total, you're adding all the numbers here. Okay, so I have 320 plus 80 plus 300 plus 10 plus 420 plus 60 plus 170 plus 70. So we got 1,400. So probability that I'm selecting somebody from army is 60 over 1,430. We do 0, so we have 6 over 143. So probability that I'm selecting somebody not from army is going to be 1 minus, from 1 I'm subtracting the probability that I select army, 6 over 143. And 1 you can rewrite as 143 over 143 minus 6 over 143. So we're having 143 minus 6. We're getting 137 over 143. 3, 4 plus 7, 11. I think that cannot be reduced. 137 over 143. Let's see. 137, 143. Checking my MATLAB. Fraction. 137. If I add those numbers correctly, over 143. It's not an army. Okay. No, the person is not an army. Army 16. Did I add that correctly, those numbers? Let me just do it correct, because it looks like simplify it. Type an integer or simplify it. Fraction. 137 over 143. Okay, 137, 143. What I did wrong. Okay, let's see. 320, maybe I add them wrong. Plus 80 plus 300 plus 10 plus 420 plus 60 plus 170 plus 70, 1430. That was correct. Army, it's 60. 60 on 1430, which is 6 over 1430. 1 minus 6 over 143. 3. Not sure why it doesn't come up that way. The probability. Okay, let's just do this. If one person's random selected from the population represent the bar, find the probability that the person is not in army. Okay, let's just do the opposite. I'm going to add everybody except army, which is together we had 1430 minus army, which is 60. So everybody without army, it's 1,370 over 1,370 over 1430. And second quit. Hold on, guys. And let me change that to fraction. Okay, so I have 1370 over 1430, 1430. 137, 143. 137, 143 looks correct. Type integer. 137, 137. Let's type that correct. 137 over 143. Check answer. Okay, I did that. Final check. 95 over 143. 95. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you guys with this. Pause. Okay, guys, so I just want to talk about the mistake which I made, which is a silly mistake and happens to everybody. But I have to think about find my mistake. So everything is correct what I did. Why is the answer? It's 95 over 143. So what I did here, let's go back to, okay, this is my mistake. Okay, so what I did, I find probability that the person's from army. So look what happened. I only put 60, okay, but when we talk about army, we have 420 of men and 60 of women. So I forgot to add 420. So let's just fix that mistake. So 60 plus 420. Okay, so then that will be 60 plus 420, which will give me 480. And reduce by 0. And here I should cut 48 over 143. So now the probability that I'm selecting person who's not in army, it's 1 minus probability of selecting army. So this number has to be fixed. So it's going to be 1 minus 48 over 143. So again, I did not add 420 to 60. That was my mistake. So I changed 1 to 143 over 143 minus 48 over 143, and now I will end up with the correct answer, which was 95. So I apologize if I confuse you guys, but this is the answer, 95 over 143. Okay, Next one. Okay. So next question. Wait. This is the same one? Similar. Okay. If one person is randomly selected from the population represented in the bar graph, find the probability that the person is in the Navy or Army. Okay, in the Navy or Army. Let's just copy this problem. In the Navy or Army. Okay. Let me just remove this one so I'm not sure. Okay, so here I have to find probability that the person is in the Navy or Army. Okay, so here you're going to add probability that the person's Navy or probability that the person's in Army. Or in probability means plus and means multiply. So probability of Navy equal. So let's talk about probability of Navy. So let's count how many people from Navy we have. We have 60 women and 320 of men. So 320 plus 60, that will give us 380 over total. So to find the total, you're going to add all those numbers together. So we have 300 plus 70, which is 370, plus 420, plus 80, plus 170, plus 10, plus 320, plus 60. 1430. I forgot about this one. Reduce 0, so you have 38 over 143. So this is the probability of Navy. Now, probability that we're going to select somebody from Army. So from Army, here we have 80 plus 420. Okay, so 80 plus 420, that will give us 480, 500. 500 of Army over 1430. Reduce it, so we're getting 50 over 143. And now we're going back to this one, probability of selecting Navy or Army. Probability of Navy right here, which is 38 over 143, plus probability of selecting somebody from Army, which was 50 over 143, and that will give you 50 plus 38, that will give us 88 over 143. 88 over 143. Okay, hopefully I didn't mess up with this one. 88 over 143. Check. Okay, not correct form, what I did. Type the integer or simplify fraction. 88 and 143. Let's reduce that fraction. 88, 143. Let's go math fraction. 8 over 13. So this is equivalent to 8 over 13. 13. And on the top it should be just 8. So I did not simplify my fraction. Okay, now it's correct. 8 over 13. So what happened here? 88 over 103. Both of them you can divide by 11. And that will give you 8 over 13. So it should be simplified from. Okay, next problem. Okay, guys, it looks like it's one more. Or I'm done with all of them. There's no more. Okay, 32 of 33. Oh, okay, that was the last one. Oh, I answer. Okay, I messed up with one question. Okay, so that's the review. Hopefully that helped you guys to study for the final exam. Please avoid the mistakes which I made it. I did not simplify my fraction. You have 2 attempts, so that's good. That can help you on the final exam. And again, I try my best to explain all the questions, so hopefully that helped. Good luck tomorrow. And stop.